welcome back to the channel. Should be quite a quick video today because I've already found out what the problem is, but I'm going to show you how I got there. Got a VW T25 transporter, T3, whatever you want to call it. No brake lights. So I've double checked the customer complaint. I put my phone on video mode and had a look, pressed the brake pedal, no brake lights. So I'm going to show you how I found the fault. And it's pretty straightforward because the brake light system on this is really simple, so there's not a lot to go wrong, but it had been to another garage and they couldn't find the problem. They said they needed to find a wiring diagram or something. Okay, so inside the vehicle, the first thing I checked, and the first thing I always check, is all the fuses. I've checked every single one of them. This one was blown. I don't actually have a diagram, but I changed it anyway, and it didn't make any difference. So the brake light system on these vehicles is really straightforward. You have permanent live that goes up to the switch, and that's permanent live on this side here, and then the switch is hydraulically operated off the master cylinder. I think some of them have two switches. See, there's a blanking point there. It's like it's been blanked off. Don't know whether that's factory or not. I can't see any missing wires down there. But anyway, the switch is faulty. Let's have a look at how you can determine that. Okay, so I've got my multimeter on ohms here, and what I'm going to do is pull the wiring plug off and just put the contacts across here, and I'm going to press the brake pedal, and that looks good. We've got 1 ohm there. But you see there now, it's 5 ohms. Press harder, and it comes down. There we go. I'm pressing really hard there. So it seems to be a bit... I know the engine's not running, so we're not going to get any servo assistance, but it seems to be a bit wafty. So I know that one side of this is live. So if I put it onto volts here, the one side is battery voltage. So in theory, if I back probe this, there's quite a big voltage drop there. So what I'm going to do now is bypass the switch with a bit of wire. Okay, so that's bypassed. And let's have a look at the brake lights. So the brake lights are now on, both of them. The contact in here is just rubbish. So it's a really simple system. You just get power straight off the battery into a fuse, into this pin here, and then out that pin to the lights. So I think what's happening is that there's a poor connection in here. And it's only sometimes. So I've got 1 lead of my multimeter on the ground. And we see we've got battery voltage there, 12.7. And really we should see 12.7 out here. Yeah, I mean, it does change, so I know it's doing something, but when it's loaded, yeah, I think it's just a bad connection in that switch. Yeah, you see there, I'm getting 1 volt. If I press really hard, I get, well, not quite the full battery volt. There's still a drop across there. If I come around here again, I'm still pressing really hard. Look, I've got 12.3. I've only got 11.2, so there's a 1.1 volt drop, and I am pressing really hard on that, so I'm pretty convinced that when I change the switch, it will sort it. I haven't got the switch yet, but via the powers of editing, the next shot I will do. Alright, so I've put the new switch on, and here we go. I'm going to pop the camera down, and brakes on, and off, and on, and off. Okay, so that seems to have fixed the problem. This is a pretty old van. It's over 30 years old, 35 years old nearly. That switch carries all the current for the brake light bulbs. There's no relay or anything. It's very simple. You've got 12 volt feed to the fuse box, goes through one fuse to the switch, and then onto the light cluster. So it's not really much that could go wrong. I checked for power at the switch, but after the switch you could see when there was that load on it, it might have passed the multimeter test, but the multimeter often lies because it's only putting a tiny load through it. So it's always worth doing a load test, and I had the bulbs in series anyway, so I may as well have used them, and you could see it was dropping amps like crazy. You're only getting 11 point, it's 1 volt drop even when you press really hard. So I think it's just a worn out switch. I'm going to check, bleed it up a bit now, but that should be all done and ready to hand back to the customer. So thanks for watching, and see you soon.